Music Soups and the studios, they prefer going through working with the sync agent because we're vetted. We go through, work with independent artists and connect the T's and dot the I's. So a simple example would be if Chase and I co-wrote a song 50-50, we own both the writer and the publishing, and we're independently published. So we would register that song through a PRO. And as far as the master goes, say we recorded in Chase's studio, so we own the masters outright. One good wrinkle and an example to share would be, let's say Chase went down and there was a larger studio that recorded the master. Do you want to talk about, Chase, in that case, say someone funded recording your master, the rights might be 50-50 between yourself and the studio?
Yeah, well, with any collaborative project, there's no like standardized way that anything gets split. It's all dependent on the negotiation. However, with a master recording, say you go into a studio and you have a deal with a record label and they pay for it outright, and you just go into the studio and make a record on their dime, right? Technically speaking, if you don't sign anything with them that says that you own part of what you're creating, they're the ones who paid for it. They're the ones that own it. You know what I mean? And the same is true if, say, you're your own producer and you make your own music, but then you have musicians come in to play certain parts on the record. Well, again, if you don't sign anything that says that you own 100% of it or that you're splitting it in any particular way, it's assumed in a court of law that you split it equally, right? So you can kind of think of everything for the master recording and all the collaborative efforts that happen there in the same sense of a co-write, where, you know, if you're writing a song with someone and you don't say, okay, well, I came to the table with more of this song, I want to take 75% if you're cool with taking 25%. If you don't say that, technically you're both getting 50, because no one's going to fight that battle for you.
That's a great point, Chase. And that's something, we'll work with a lot of independent artists who may not have a manager. So these are things that when we do deals with our independent artists, we'll walk them through, because it's important. And Chase, you're in the studio, you're working, doing collabs, and above all is, putting something in writing. It could be a simple one pager, all the parties identified, agree to on this date, mutual agreement that it's a 50-50 split of the master, 50-50 of the writing and the publishing. Everybody signs it, and that document, everyone has a copy, so there's full transparency. And that just legally protects all parties. So that way, if you're an independent artist and you decide that you're going to work with a sync agent, everything's been papered. It's not a handshake deal, because I've seen cases where things happen. Artists record tracks, they break up, there might be some bad, harsh feelings, and the songwriter, the singer, the lead person continues on trying to pitch those songs, and without previous approvals. And the quagmire, the biggest thing, if nothing's in writing, time passes, people forget. And especially if it's a bad breakup between band members, then it can get litigious. So these are things that why the studios trust what we do. I mean, Music Soups and studio execs can get music from anywhere. There's not a shortage of music, but a key point is the needs of the supers at that time, and also clearing the song. If they trust an artist and take their word for it, sure, it might work out, but there could be underneath, you pull the cover up on the car, like, oh, whoa, there's 5 co-writers. One co-writer is administered by a major publisher. Uh-oh, it blows up the budget. Everyone has mud on their face. So that's what the benefit of working with an agent who will vet all your tracks and ensure will market your songs the right way.